All right, hello everyone. Sorry, just getting situated. And I'll wait for people to come in. I don't have a computer monitor with me, so I'm going to try to read the comments as they pop up on the left there. But if I miss comments, I miss comments. It's bound to happen. And if I miss your comment and you want to, really want me to answer the question you're asking, just repeat it, and we'll go from there. So this is an impromptu Venom vlog live. Not really. I guess I kind of planned it. I wanted to do one last week, and we just, never got around to it. And plus, the room wasn't kind of fully set up, and now it is. So I figured let's go ahead and do this live stream, especially since we had at least a little bit of Venom news. And granted, I already talked about him in videos, which is the new title, Let There Be Carnage, and the new release date, which is June of next year, 2021. So I figured those could be good topics we can talk about today. Hello, everyone coming in, and feel free to jump in the chat if you have any questions. And then the other topic we can talk about today is Maximum Venom, if you watched the first episode or not. So I don't know how long this will go. Good morning. What's up, stupid unicycle? I don't know how long. Maybe we'll do like a 30-minute, 45-minute episode right now. And then I'm going to probably go work on some other stuff after this. So thanks for being here, Stupid Unicycle, who just recently won our contest. We had a giveaway that we had for Maximum Venom, and Stupid Unicycle was one of the winners. Also, under the Capes cosplay on Instagram was the other winner. So I contacted Mike, and he should be emailing you guys sometime this week, probably. Mike over at Gray Matter Artwork. And again, if you want some cool artwork like I have on my wall back there, especially Venom stuff, go check out Gray Matter Artwork. They are awesome. It's just graymatterart.com. Awesome, guys. Is that a Venom 3 Spider-Man bust in the back? It sure is. Right there in the center. Hey, yo, what's up, Tron? How's it going? I love your movies. Good to see you guys. So I have a Spider-Man 3. That was given to me by my friend Benny in California before I left town. Or actually, it was a while before I left. I think he gave me like 6 or 7 months ago. But he was just like, hey, man, I have this Venom thing. Do you want it? I was like, sure. You're welcome, Tron. Welcome to the show. And then behind me, you can see all the Marvel Legends figures on the shelf there. I got a couple Spider-Man ones, but mostly Venom ones. I got all the Venom Legos on the shelf up there. I got a Venom knife that my friend gave me. It's from Spider-Man 3, but it was like a knockoff, but it was made in like Chinatown in LA, and a friend of mine named Todd bought that for me. So I've been hanging on to that for years. I got a Venom journal there, a Venom, what is that thing? Oh, it's like a slime thing. It like shoots slime out. I kind of have a theory about Venom 2. Hit us, man. First topic is going to be Venom 2. Title is Let There Be Carnage. And release date is June 25th, 2021. So those are our first 2 topics today. So we can focus the first half of this episode on Venom 2 stuff. So if you guys got theories or anything like that, go ahead and drop them. And then these 2 prints are posters from Gray Matter Art. And then so is the one in the top corner. You can't really see there, but it's Spider-Man fighting Venom. And then those are all my Venom graphic novels. I own single comics and more stuff in digital form, but just I was trying to clean up my collection before I left LA, so I got rid of a lot of physical stuff. But these physical ones, I was like, I can't get rid of them. And then there was a couple I had to buy too, because I was like, I want to complete a couple of them. So now the trailer is most likely December or January. Well, that's what people say. I don't go off what people say because people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Sorry for if you're listening to this without earphones. If you are listening to earphones, I'm sorry I was loud there, but if you're not, your mom or dad probably just heard that, and I apologize to them. What's up, Swordsman? I saw immediately people were like, oh, trailer will probably be December then. I'm just like, go ahead and just be stupid. Like, I mean, could they be right? Sure, but they, at the same time, it's like people love throwing darts at a dartboard. And then that way in December, they can go, see, I said back then it was going to come out in December. See, pat myself on the back. And I'm just like, great, you were right. Awesome. Guess what you win? Nothing at all. So yeah, you got a lucky guess. Good job. So Venom 2, what's your theory, my friend? I think the trailer will be during summer. Okay, what's your theory? Oh, I think that Cletus will actually die at the end, or Carnage will die. Oh, that's your theory. Okay. Interesting. You think they'll kill Carnage, who's like the main villain really for Venom? I don't know. I guess it's possible. I think a lot of people are thinking they're going to save him. Not much. Good to see you, Swordsman. I'm just saying, but if it doesn't, that's fine. Yeah, no, I think, I mean, if they do, I don't know. I don't see the point in killing him because I feel like they can use him to build to a bigger thing. But I don't know. It's a movie, and that all comes down to movies are completely different. I feel like that's not a good idea, but at the same time, it comes down to negotiations with Woody Harrelson. Would he come back for another one? It comes down to all that. If this one makes money. So yeah, like Swordsman, I think a lot of people out there, you have the Venom Lego mech. Nice. I'm getting the T-Rex. I pre-ordered the T-Rex, the Venom T-Rex that's coming out on June 1st. Hey man, how's your day today? I'm doing good, Mike L. How are you, sir? Do you want Carnage to get arrested at the end? Well, I don't. Yeah, I mean, of course, I want. Yeah, Cletus gets hit with sound or fire or something. Maybe not fire, but he gets beaten, of course. Because yeah, I want to see scenes where like he gets cut on the arm and the symbiote pours out of it, like in the comic books. So yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want Carnage to die in the second movie. But again, that comes down to negotiations and stuff. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. It's not a good idea, but Donnie did it anyway. Well, I mean, yeah, Donnie killed Cletus. I guess he kept Carnage the suit alive inside Eddie, which, whatever. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to talk about Donnie Cates. I never had a problem with that guy personally, and I still kind of don't. But the more he speaks, the more I just like I don't know, and I start to see through the fakeness of that guy. Do I think he really wants to help people in the industry? Yeah, and I give him credit. He's been doing some cool stuff lately, which is really nice of him. But I also think like he's doing that stuff to win popularity points. And I noticed lately he's been coming out and talking like he's some kind of leader over at Marvel, and that's great too. That maybe if he wants to step up and go that route one day. But I don't know. I feel like that guy sometimes he just needs to stay in his own lane. I made my own Venom comic a couple years ago. Nice, Tron. Sweet. What's it about? Georgie says if Carnage survives third film's title should be Maximum Carnage or Invasion of the Symbiotes. That's a good one. Invasion of the Symbiotes sounds like a Star Wars title, but also sounds like a cheesy Venom story too. So that works out perfectly. I'm doing good, Padilla. How's it going, man? Thank you for the nice Venom collection. Thank you. Yes, I like it too. Spent a lot of time on it. It's about the first comic film. Oh, okay. It's about the first film. Sweet. Yeah, for some reason when I was watching Dr. Sleep, the whole thing I was thinking of Carnage. Okay. I haven't seen Dr. Sleep yet. Is it good? I heard mixed things about it. Some people told me it was really good, and some people told me they didn't like it. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I haven't seen it yet though. I know it's tied to Shining, right? The Shining, like a sequel to The Shining, but that's it. I saw like one trailer, and then I was like, oh, that looks good. I might go see it, and then I never did. And then people were like, oh yeah, it came out a couple months ago. Didn't you see it? I'm like, no, and they're like, oh, it's kind of good. It's kind of bad. I'm like, I haven't seen it. And yeah, I have not made a lot of time. It's really good. You liked it, huh? I have not made a lot of time to watch stuff during the pandemic. Like now that everyone's like, oh, you're at home now. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm working on stuff. Like I'm trying to get interviews lined up for this show. I'm trying to get a couple other things going. I'm setting up the apartment, obviously. I'm resting like my doctor told me I should do. So there's been, yeah, I haven't really I have had TV on a little bit these past couple days. And I've watched more movies probably this past week than I have during the entire pandemic so far. But most of the stuff I'm watching, I'm not really enjoying too much. So I just kind of have sometimes have YouTube on in the background or Twitch, and then I'm just like working on stuff. Podcasts for Patreon, doing that kind of stuff. I'm trying to prepare my Spawn show. I'm putting a lot of work into that because I'm trying to create a soundboard with like quotes from the cartoon and the Mortal Kombat 11 game from Spawn, and then also some quotes from the Violator clown, John Leguizamo version and the animated version. So I'm trying to come up with little sound bites to make it add a little bit more production value to the show. So I've been working a lot on that stuff, and then my book too. I've been really trying to crank away at my book. Last of Us 2 leaks. It sound extremely horrible. I have never played the first one. It's actually kind of surprising how involved Cletus is. I missed the comment. How Cletus is with symbiote invasions, either being the leader or being the dangerous threat in the pack. Yeah, that's true. I think Cletus being like, because remember in the first movie they set up that Riot was a team leader and he was bringing these other symbiotes to Earth to start an invasion. And I don't know how they were going to bring more symbiotes to Earth. I guess just the 5 of them thought they'd be enough, or 4 of them or whatever, thought they'd be enough to take over Earth. But I imagine they had some plan, like in Planet of the Symbiote style, where they would build a Stargate and teleport more symbiotes to them, or send some kind of beacon out like they're doing on Maximum Venom, and call the symbiotes there. So I don't know. I'd be interested to see, since that mission never got accomplished, if Carnage now will try to complete that mission. Because I think Avi Arad said something in an interview early on where he said, yeah, Cletus, we want to do him. He's probably going to be PG-13, and he's going to be he might be tied to a potential invasion story. So I'm thinking it might be Carnage picking up the pieces, like okay, Venom didn't want to invade Earth, but I'm Carnage and I do, and I want to see everyone die and bleed out, and so I'm going to help lead an invasion back here and finish what Riot started. Could be something like that. So we'll see. We'll see. I hope they do something like that, only to make Riot feel like a little bit more important to the overall story for these movies, because Riot felt very generic in the first movie. They're also rebooting Spawn and produced by Blumhouse. Well, so far, I don't want to talk about the Spawn movie, and I'm probably not gonna on the Spawn show. People are talking about how there will be a big Carnage like in the comics where he snacks on other symbiotes. Oh, really? Oh, oh yeah, that was Planet of the Symbiotes, right? Yeah, he absorbed a bunch of symbiotes and got big. I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't do that. Tom needs to let someone else direct because so he has no idea what he's doing. Tom who? Tom needs to let someone else direct. I'm confused. Tom who? Tom's not directing. I don't know what you're talking about. Or maybe I missed the conversation point. So let me know. I guess that all Max Venom episodes really every third or fourth week of the month, probably ends on September. It's actually, your guess is not too far off. It's going to be one every 4 weeks. So one a month is pretty much what it is. That would be cool to see, though. Big Carnage. I mean, it would definitely. Todd. Oh yeah, Todd. I'm sorry. Maybe I read Tom wrong. Todd, you're talking about Spawn. Okay, yeah. I want to talk about the Spawn movie. This is the Venom vlog. So we'll save Spawn for my Spawn podcast on Patreon. But I probably won't talk about the movie too much until we get more concrete information on it. Right now, the only Spawn thing that's going on that I'm excited about is the Kickstarter, which I donated to, and I'm super excited to get those toys. But yeah, we'll try to steer the ship towards Venom. I kind of hope they do Cletus backstory in the movie. I'm sure they will, because they've already, I think, shown pictures of St. Estes boys. So yeah, we'll definitely get that. Swordsman, you're going to have to repeat your comment. The comments are going by so fast I couldn't read it. We already got in that Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. It only lasted 2 minutes. I haven't watched Ultimate Spider-Man yet. I watched a couple episodes, but I haven't seen the whole thing yet. We're going to save that because I reviewed the current Spider-Man cartoon, like seasons 1 and 2, and then Maximum Venom. So I'll get to Ultimate Spider-Man. I know it has a lot of Agent Venom in it, so I figured that's good for this season. We can talk about it later. How long do you expect the movie to be? Ooh, Venom 2? I hope it's at least 2 hours. The first movie was a little too short. I think it was like 1 hour and 40 minutes or something, or 1 hour and 50 minutes maybe. But it was a pretty short movie. So I hope it's like at least 2 hours, I hope. Keep Carnage as a Spawn of Venom. That's got to stay. Scream would have been a better choice than Riot if they wanted to adapt Carlton's death in the comics. He could have become that giant monster. That's true too. They could have done something where he became a spider monster at the end, and maybe that's why Venom chooses to create a spider design out of the veins on his chest. They could have tied it in that way. I'm sure there was conversations about stuff like that, and I'm sure for whatever reason they just passed on doing them. But yeah, that could have been cool. I would like to see that's what I want in the second movie. Is I hope Shriek really is in it, because I know that's still a rumor, even though Naomi Harris has been seen on set. Someone pointed her out in a picture. One of you guys did. I'm planning on doing a Venom stop motion. Any ideas? No ideas. Have fun. I liked the first movie, but it was really short. I hope it's longer. Yeah, I hope the second one's longer too. Yeah, I hope Scream shows up. Scream would have been really cool in the first one as a main villain. I thought that, but she's yellow and red. I feel like they probably didn't use her because they planned to do Carnage in the second one. So it's probably why they didn't use her. But I agree, she would have been cool. Riot could have been a cool villain if they just would have done a little bit more with him. I bet Riot was doing an actual mob riot, eating a lot of raisins due to his color. Yeah, but I hope that little yellow symbiote we saw in the first movie was not Scream. I hope we actually see Scream show up at some point. But yeah, during that 6-month gap, that was kind of a terrible thing. It's like, so Riot stayed in that old lady for 6 months. Like that just didn't seem to make any sense to me. Venom 2, hope it will be darker and more serious. I'm sure it will be at times, but I'm sure it's also going to be, sorry, I have an itchy nose all of a sudden. Sorry, but it's also probably going to be probably a little silly. I mean, just look at the title. The title, Let There Be Carnage. That's such like a tongue-in-cheeky kind of, silly horror slasher, sequel title. Like, I don't know. So I don't know if it'll be that serious. I'm sure it'll have serious elements, but I don't know. Hope Carnage design has red and black. Yeah, I hope that too. think the yellow and orange one was Phage. The yellow and orange one, well, Phage isn't yellow and orange in the comics, so I don't think it was Phage. I think Shriek would be Venom, Let There Be Carnage post-credit scene, further setting up. That could be it too. But the thing is, like, I kind of hope there's more than just a symbiote villain in the second movie. I don't want it to be crowded by any means. So if it doesn't make sense to do Shriek in the second movie, then I hope you're right and they do save her for a third one. But having Venom fight another symbiote, I think it's gonna. I know it's Carnage and that gets a lot of people excited, but I feel like when we watch the movie, we're gonna feel like it's a repeat of the first one. If Venom 2 gets another bad month gap, I swear to God, I swear to God, what you gonna do about it, Georgie? Yeah, no, I mean it'll come out June 25th next year, most likely. So I don't think we got to worry about any more delays on it. What Venom figures at second shelf down under the trades? Those are the Titan Hero figures from Maximum Venom. So yeah, those are all the Maximum Venom toys right there. There's a Hulk Venom, Miles Morales Venom, Spider-Gwen Venom, or Gwenom, and then Spider-Man, and then regular Venom. And then down on the bottom is a skinnier Venom, an Iron Man, a Captain America Venom, Scarlet Spider, and a Spider-Man in the black costume. So yeah, I got all those Titan figure ones. Something I'm most excited to see on Venom 2. They also said Tom Holland might have been in talks with Sony for a cameo. I mean, yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. That's why I haven't made a video on that. Hey, what's up, Prime Motion? How's it going? That's why I haven't made a video on the Tom Holland stuff. It's like, yeah, that's kind of obvious that they're gonna. I feel like instead of Shriek, the post-credit scene is probably gonna be Spider-Man, unless he has a scene in the middle of the movie, which I don't see why they would do that yet. I feel like he would be good for a post-credit scene. So yeah, and I think they're going to probably set up the Sinister Six because I would say probably more than just Venom, like Maximum Carnage. I hope they try to set that up, but I feel like there's probably not too many big plans for that right now. They're probably just trying to get this movie good and Morbius good, because I feel like what Sony's real focus on has always been Sinister Six. I mean, even when I worked at Sony, like in 2007, 2008, that's all they cared about was just Sinister Six. So I figure, well, we got Morbius now, and then he looks like he meets the Vulture in the trailer. Maybe they'll bring Scorpion back. Maybe Mysterio's not really dead. Maybe they'll try to pull Venom or Carnage in, and then maybe Carnage will have Shriek, and then boom, you have 6 people right there. You can make your Sinister Six movie. And I know that's not the traditional Sinister Six, but I don't think Sony cares about that either. I think they just want their Spider-Man versus Sinister Six movie is probably what they're going to do. I think Spider-Man is going to have a cameo for sure, and Vulture, Scorpion are probably going to show up in Prison Breakout. See, there you go. See? Do you think the third movie will happen? I think if the second movie makes almost $1 billion like the first movie did, then yes, it'll happen. I can see Tom being earlier because Venom can't take Carnage alone. I disagree with that. I think Venom in his own movie can absolutely take Carnage alone. But then again, maybe there is help for Venom in the movie if they do that, and that could be where She-Venom gets another cameo, or because I imagine if Shriek is in it, they might have a fight between the 2 female characters. So that's what I was thinking, that Shriek might be used earlier in the movie, and Spider-Man will be the cameo, because I don't think Spider-Man, they're just going to throw him in the middle of the movie just to help Venom out fight Carnage at the end. That doesn't make sense. Peter Parker would have to kind of be a character in the movie to do that with. So I don't see that happening. I see him being a post-credit scene, most likely. And then maybe Shriek being someone that they use as a backup villain, and maybe she goes off to do something, and we find in the symbiote, goes to her and helps her fight Shriek, while Eddie has to run from Cletus. And then after it helps Anne, stop Shriek, it comes back to Eddie. I think we're going to see a lot of the symbiote moving around in this movie. I feel like they're going to try to do some kind of story with Eddie and the symbiote, like their relationship drifting apart and then coming together at the end. I feel like that's going to be something that they probably play with in this movie, most likely. So yeah, we'll see. I think Venom is kill Carnage, but defeats for now, and Carnage comes back. Probably will happen. People were wanting a comic story title. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, Maximum Venom, they'll save that. I mean, Maximum Carnage, they'll save that for maybe the next movie. I don't think they'll kill Carnage in this movie. I think that would be silly to do that, unless, like I said, Woody Harrelson's like, hey, this is all, like, I'm committed to it this far, and I can't come back for the next one. Then I could see them, ending that, that's the thing, is movies are different than comic books. Like in a comic, you could be like, oh, let's save this guy for the next movie. In a movie, you can't really do that unless you work it out with people's agents and, and work it out with the actor and stuff. So there's a lot that you got to do. Be nice if they don't kill off Carnage and he appears a bigger villain down the road. Absolutely. I wonder what Carnage will sound like, because in some show, oh yeah, I wonder too. That would, yeah, you know what? I never thought of the sound of Carnage, because Woody has that great delivery at the end of the first movie, but trying to layer the Carnage. You know what I hope they do? Like Venom, Tom Hardy does the voice of Venom. I hope Woody Harrelson does the voice of Carnage, and they just modulate it somehow. That would be really cool. Yeah, the creepy Carnage laugh would be good. It's not as complicated something like Harley Quinn. Yeah, no, not that complicated. So it's Venom 2. So yeah, there we go. We got some chat in there, some theories from you guys, which is awesome. Has anybody watched Maximum Venom, or is there any fans of that? We can still talk about the Venom movie too, but if you guys want to start peppering in Maximum Venom thoughts too, because I actually thought the first 2 episodes were pretty good, and I'm excited. So it looks like we're going to get 1 episode a month. So the next one will be May 17th. And I have an interview, I'm trying to lock it down right now, with somebody from the show. And I don't want to say who yet, because I'm still trying to lock out the finals. But I was able to get put in touch with their PR people and everyone in their representation. So I'm hoping to have, it'll be an audio interview, so it won't be a video interview, but I'll still post it here on YouTube, and I'll just put a picture of the person I'm talking to and a picture of me or the Venom Vlog logo or something, and I'll try to dress it up and make it look cool. But yeah, I'm excited to talk to this person. I think it's going to be really fun, and I'm trying to lock them down for like a 30-minute conversation, because if so, I can split it up into like 3 10-minute episodes where we talk about specific things and then talk about Maximum Venom. So yeah, it'll be fun, I think. Yeah, the shading made it a little better. Yeah, they did add some more shading to it, which was good. Swordsman said it was okay. Animation improved, which is good. I definitely saw that too. Do you think they are building up to a Thanos-like villain for this series, or no? I hope to God they don't do Null. If you've never seen my show before, I'm not a big fan of the Donny Cates stuff, so I hope Null has nothing to do with these movies. But if Woody Harrelson's like, hey, I can't come back for the next movie, then yeah, because I feel like they already kind of set up a chance to put in a Null type character. Because if Riot in the first movie came to Earth to lead an invasion, he had to be sent by someone. So technically there could be a Null type character. It may not be like a god that they all worship. It could just be like a powerful being. So yeah, let's say Woody Harrelson's like, hey, I'm doing this movie. I don't want to do any more for whatever reason, so kill me at the end of this movie. And maybe they do. And then they're like, okay, what do we do for the third movie? And instead of Maximum Carnage, they do like some kind of Null story. It's possible, but I like I said, I feel like Sony's goals are a little bit lower than that. They're trying to do Sinister Six, and I think that's going to be their main focus. Yeah, Nola's a wuss. Because what happens after Carnage? I mean, Maximum Carnage happens after Carnage. In the comic books, Carnage appeared in Savage Genesis for 3 issues, and then boom, Maximum Carnage, big event book where it had Morbius and Deathlock and all these characters and Cloak and Dagger. So yeah, that's what's after Carnage. How do you expect Cletus to get the symbiote? That I hope it's comic book accurate. I hope somehow it's just an offspring of Venom. And sorry, I had a little something happen on my phone. Hopefully I'm still back on here. I thought Shocker died in Homecoming. One Shocker died, but I think the second one took over. What's up, Jazz Carnage? How's it going? Unrelated, but the TFRID 2015 episode with Soundwave, easily one of the most dumbest lessons I've ever. Yeah, that is unrelated, but I'll do a Transformer a couple episodes this week, and we can talk that kind of stuff. In gosh darn typing, yeah, sorry about that. There was something happened to my phone. It was like trying to update or something, so it might have blanked out there for a second. But yeah, so the interview coming up, Maximum Venom. Yeah, I thought the show did look better than the previous seasons. I agree. The Tinkerer was there, but you talking about Homecoming? The Tinkerer was there, but no, he might have died too. But Shocker, there was one Shocker that dies at the beginning, and then the Bokeem Woodbine takes over the role of Shocker. But later in the movie, he gets like thrown up against the bus, but he doesn't die. So there's still one Shocker, I guess, out there, I think. And Scorpion's still out there too, and Vulture. So yeah, that movie did it set up a lot of villains in that movie. Yeah, so yeah, Maximum Carnage, I liked it a little bit better than what we've seen, and I'm hoping because I think there's still stuff coming up with Eddie. Last time we saw Eddie, he was in a coma, so I imagine they're going to bring that back. And they also mentioned that the suit that's in the first episode, the Venom suit that goes and activates the seed, they even say that's not the full suit. They just say that's a sample or a sliver of it that they were able to retrieve, because I think the rest of that symbiote encased Thanos in the Guardians of the Galaxy episode and was sent up to space. Now, unfortunately, I never watched after those episodes of Guardians of the Galaxy, so I don't know what happens to the symbiote, if it was, released from Thanos, or, what happened. I have no idea what happened to it after that. So I imagine they pulled it off Thanos somehow, but I don't know where it is. So I guess that means it's up in space somewhere. So maybe the rest of the Venom symbiote can still come back into the show, and maybe it can bond with Eddie, and maybe we'll get more of that. Because I doubt this is going to be the last of Venom that we're going to see, because we saw a little setup there, but I feel like we're going to see true Venom stuff coming up. So I'm more excited to see how they pull that in. The second Shocker's in prison. There you go. Bring us Prowler. I think Childish Gambino will do a good job. Prowler is one of my favorite all-time Spider-Man characters. I love the Hobie Brown version, though, which is not the version you're talking about, because the version you're talking about is the Ultimate version, who's like Miles Morales' uncle. That's a cool version, too, and I thought it worked good in the animated movie. But I love Hobie Brown so much. I wish that character would be brought to life. When I wrote a Spider-Man 4 script back after the third one came out, and I was working at Sony, like with some friends of mine, we were like PAs and stuff, but we were all trying to break into, to writing and stuff and become writers' assistants and so on and get into the guild. So we wrote a script and submitted it to the Writers Guild for Spider-Man 4. And the villains were Kraven and Lizard. But we had we kept a sample of the Venom symbiote still in the story, and that's what Dr. Connors used to kind of try to regrow his arm, is a sample of that sliver, and he mixed it with reptile DNA, and that helped him grow his arm back. But then it spread across him like symbiote style, but it's like mutated his skin into the lizard. So he became the lizard in the story, and then Kraven was in it. But we also put Hobie Brown in as like, I was like, God, I want Peter to have a friend at school that, is like in his science class who's really smart. And we were looking through all the characters in Spider-Man comics, and I'm like, Hobie Brown, we got to do Hobie Brown. So yeah, it's the same Identity Crisis worth of. Oh yeah, Identity Crisis. Yep. Sorry, all the comments it's such a weird format. I wish they would pop up and stay, and then I could scroll through them like I'm like with the touchscreen. I wish they would let me do that. If Riot King took over, will Carnage be trying to do the same? I mean, that's what I'm saying. He might be. It's sad that the adaptation of Miles stuff is far better than the actual comic. But that's the thing that's why I love that movie so much, is because I always felt like there was real potential with Miles Morales as a character. I liked his introduction. I'm not a big Bendis fan, but I did like that introduction of seeing him first get the suit and everything. I think what is going to happen with Spider-Man and Venom, Spidey's probably going to fight alongside Carnage, and Venom and Spidey will go up against. Gotcha. I don't think you're going to see that in the second movie, but you're not the only one with that theory. Swordsman has that theory too, so I guess it's possible. For me, I think they'll save that for another movie. So I don't know. I guess we'll see with that other stuff. Like, I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought on it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with the chat and at the same time, but I get sidetracked really easily. But Hobie Brown is someone I really want to see. But the Miles stuff, you're right. It's better. The movie was way better. I think it took the comic book potential and really ran with it. Do you have the comments on live chat? Because top chat sticks to you the most recent. Yeah, you don't. I'm doing this on my phone, so the comments appear and they're there for like 5 seconds and then they vanish. And only when another comment comes in and moves that one up do they appear again for 5 seconds and then they vanish. So no, nothing stays up because I'm just staring right at my phone right now. So it's a different format than when I'm on my PC doing this. So yeah. And I think it would happen in Venom 3. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I would have liked to see more of the synthesized symbiote and Maximum Venom. Me too. I would have liked to see that too. We didn't get a lot of it. So hopefully, I guess they can't do more, but then again, I guess Max could develop more synthetic symbiotes. That would be cool to see those at some point. We'll see. What are your favorite comic book TV shows? Yeah, that format is kind of dumb. You're right. My favorite comic book TV shows. I really like Legion. I thought that was a really great show. Thank you for repeating the question too, because sometimes I miss them. So I like Legion. That was a great show. I love the 90s Batman cartoon, Superman cartoon, Spider-Man and X-Men cartoons. Those are fantastic. I love Batman Beyond. Smallville, I was a big fan of Smallville, even though it had some flaws, or had a lot of flaws, but I still liked it and enjoyed it. Arrow, I liked the first 2 seasons. And Flash, I liked the first season and most of the second season until I feel Barry Allen, his decision he makes at the end of season 2, I felt like made him a supervillain. Actually, I was like, no, that's not a good decision, and it's not like he made a mistake. He straight up he knew it was the bad thing to do, and he did it anyway. And I'm like, well, that's what villains do. They know when something's bad, and they do it anyway because they find a way to justify it. So after that, I didn't really watch much of that. I like Supergirl a lot, only because I think the girl who plays her, Melissa, does a really good job capturing the character. The show's a little goofy and it's a little like very CW-ish, and girly at times, but I don't mind some of that because I like the character of Supergirl so much. So I've probably watched more of Supergirl than I've watched any of the other CW shows. I'm not saying I love the show, but I like it because I think she does a great job at doing the character justice. So Eddie will probably be more like his comic character after symbiote goes to Spidey. I hope he will be more muscular. I hope so too. Jackal being Spider King. So I'm reading Spider Island right now, and I'm about halfway through it, and that's going to be one of our next comic book episodes coming up. So you'll probably see that in a week or so, like maybe a little bit over a week from now. I'm going to do it'll be a long episode too, because I bought the trade, and it's like, God, it's like that thick, I think. It's like almost 2 inches thick. It has so much in it. There's so much stuff in there. So the episode of Generic and Dumb, I get he had a clone and all, but stuff. Yeah, so I haven't seen the cartoon version of it yet, but I'm reading the comic now. I've read it before, the comic before, but I'm rereading it now, and it has everything in it. It has the Venom issue tie-ins. There's like some Captain America stuff. There's a bunch of things in there. So yeah, I can't wait. What do you think of the Taylor description that talked about Cletus taking off his mask, showing half him? I don't read any of that stuff because you talk about the trailer for the live action movie. It's all bullshit. Nobody has seen a trailer, so I have no thoughts on it because it's bullshit. We don't cover bullshit here. I'm not a clickbaity YouTuber. So anytime someone says, "Oh, I saw the trailer," or something, I'm like, "No, you didn't, champ. You're a loser. Nobody showed you anything." So yeah, I don't have a comment on that. Have you watched The Boys? That's a great show. I've read the comic. I've watched the first 2 episodes of the show. I don't have what is it, on Amazon or something now? I don't have Prime anymore, so I haven't been able to catch up on it. But I saw what I saw I liked a lot. But I'll have to get into that at some point. Maybe I'll buy the DVD when it comes out. Spider Island is one of Dan's best works in my opinion. Yeah, I have it too, and it's thick. Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, most leaks are BS, especially right now. There's no way someone saw a Venom trailer. There's just no way. Not unless they worked on a movie, and the person who worked on the movie wouldn't let that information get out, because if it got back to them, like this is Last of Us leaks, someone said, oh, a disgruntled employee leaked those Last of Us stuff. And it's like, if that's true, that employee is going to jail. So I hope to God it's not an employee who did that, because the punishment is going to be severe. That's breaking NDAs, that's breaking all kind of contracts, and that'll put you right in jail. So I hope that's not the case. So again, I don't believe any leaks right now, because it's all I see is YouTubers who say they have sources. I love this. So some of you guys have recommended Cosmic Wonder, and I've written the guy, and he seems like a really nice guy. I can't remember his name right now, but I wrote him. He seems like a nice guy. So this isn't me calling him out or trying to throw too much shade or anything on him, but this is my observation. I've watched a couple of his videos, and he says my source is this, my source is that. This guy has over 300,000 or something subscribers, and it seems to me that his source is just Reddit posts, and then maybe he writes somebody after he sees the Reddit post. Maybe there's somebody he writes and says, "Hey, have you heard this?" And that person is probably also just another random YouTuber or nobody, and they just go, "Oh yeah, I read that Reddit post too. I think it's true," and then they'll go make videos on it, and it's like, that's not how sources work. Like someone who works at Hollywood Reporter has a source. And yes, YouTubers sometimes get help. I have a friend who used to work at Warner Brothers who would sometimes give information to influencers, but he hated doing it. He was like, I hate giving information to YouTubers. And I go, why? And he goes, every YouTuber I ever worked with has had an ego and has been shitty, has been unprofessional. You give them something and they add their own stuff to, spice it up or do whatever. And he goes, and then rumors, that's how rumors spread and everything. And he goes, he hated working with YouTubers, hated it. So when I told him one day, I was like, well, I do YouTube. He He goes, Seek, stop doing YouTube. He was like mad at me. And so I showed him a couple of my episodes and he goes, all right, this isn't too bad. And he goes, where'd you check that source from? Or where'd you get that information from? And I told him, because I have no problem telling him, he works in the industry. And he's like, okay. He's like, that's fine. So yeah, and it's not me trying to pat myself on the back. It's just like, I'm looking at other people and I'm like, you have a bigger channel than me. You have more resources. You probably have more friends than I do. And yet you make these videos and then they don't, like, maybe sometimes, like, I got to give Cosmic Wonder credit. He did go and make an apology video. He said, hey, that information I posted the other day was wrong. But of course, when he posts something, real rejects, they take it as gospel because, you know, this guy posts about everything. So there are some YouTubers out there who they just regurgitate. They just post what they hear and they don't care if it's true or not, especially right now during this pandemic, because if they did have any sources, those sources are probably gone now because those people that work at the industry or in the industry aren't reaching out to influencers right now. Disney's not reaching out to a lot of their influencers. You know, Sony, Marvel, all these guys, they're not reaching out to their influencers. So yeah, I don't believe it at all. At all. So when I see information going up, especially during this pandemic, I just go, it's bullshit. And then it makes me see who the liars are. And so I've been taking notes. Like, it's like, okay, this YouTube channel made these 4 videos about these 4 fake things. And then, you know, unlike Cosmic, who did apologize, other YouTubers haven't. They'll just go back and try to delete the videos. So I screen grab that stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I don't plan to ever use this one day. But you never know when you might need information like that, where someone comes at you for something, and then you're like, hey, who are you going to believe? This liar who posts all these fake things and then deletes them, you know, or are you going to believe someone who's trying to give you the best information? So yeah, I prepare myself because I see people on YouTube and they're vindictive and they're petty and they're egotistical and they try to squash each other sometimes. And so I'm like, hey, I like to be prepared because I know I'm in a battlefield. Whether I try to be the positive side if I can and come in and just try to share what I love and try to stay in my own lane and keep away from people. But sometimes I do call people out, and I know that pisses people off sometimes, and it causes them to, you know, reach out to me, and it's like, hey, you don't like me calling you out? Don't do shitty work. Don't do subpar work. And then I won't do it. I'll stay in my own lane. But sometimes it's unavoidable. I get upset when I see someone with a bigger following than me work half as hard as me. It's like, no, that's not how it should work. You should be working hard to keep and maintain your audience and to give them the best information possible. But some guys, they justify it by saying, well, yeah, but I'm not like, you know, I'm not here to give honest information. I'm just here to regurgitate what's on the web. And they use that as a pass. And then yet when you try to interview them and get them to be an influencer for Disney or something, they try to act like they're all professional. And it's like, well, which one are you? Are you a hack or are you a professional? So yeah, other YouTubers a lot of times get on my nerves. So mostly I try to stay in my own lane and not mention them. But if I see one, you know, make a mistake and apologize for it, like Cosmic Wonder did, I was like, hey, that was really big of him. That's awesome. And then there was another one, Venom Xenomorph. He made a mistake and he apologized for it. So it's like, cool guys. They came across, that's very professional of them to do that. Do you like Venom back in Spider-Man 3? He's all right, but I wish he wasn't in the movie. I would have liked just Sandman and New Goblin would have been fine for that movie. We talked about that on my Final Fantasy stream last night, actually. So yeah, not really a big fan of that version of Venom. He was all right. For what he had to work with, it wasn't terrible, but I also he felt wedged into a story that didn't need him. So that's why I kind of didn't like that too much. Well, I would have, if they were going to do something like where it's like, oh, Spider-Man, we got to do something different with Spider-Man. I would have given him the 6 arms. I would have done that instead of giving him the black suit. I would have saved the black suit for later. The 6-armed Spider-Man is cool. Yeah. And then also then he morphs into Man Spider, which is, that's a great story to tell. It's like, that has Sam Raimi written all over it too. That's like campy and silly and weird and like a 50s horror movie, or even like The Fly. You could do some cool stuff with 6-armed Spider-Man turning into Man Spider. That's a movie Sam Raimi should have made. Yeah, I was wondering why you didn't talk about the trailer description. Holy shit, that would be an amazing Spider-Man film. Yeah, I don't talk about the trailer description because it's bullshit. That's why. Everyone who says they saw it, that I just write their names down. I go, okay. And I noticed on Twitter there was like these, I think it was one guy, but he swears there was more than one guy, but because I messaged him or he messaged me, but there was like 9 or 10 accounts that were created in early April of 2020 on Twitter, And then those 10 accounts were all like tagging Sony, and where's the trailer, where's this, this guy told us that the trailer was being digitized right now, or whatever the process is, and it's going to be out in 2 weeks, and we want it now, and it was like, and and it was clearly a bunch of kids, and so I was like mad, but I'm at the same time like, well, they are kids. So so I wrote the guy, we had a nice conversation, but I ended up blocking all of the accounts because I'm like, you know what, dude, he's messaging me every day, is this true or is this true? And I'm just like, I'm done with that. Like I'm willing to help people, in the Venom community, like especially if they're trying to get proper information out there. But sometimes like these accounts, especially these kids, I'm just like, go live your life. Like go do things with your life, and or go get into other things, or go figure out things on your own, and don't worry about me. Like I'll do my thing, you do your thing. We're all Venom fans, so we're not enemies, but just go do your thing over there, because what you're doing and tagging Sony and all that, I just find it frustrating. And so I'm going to go over here and not do that stuff, and you go over there and do your stuff. Do you think Cletus Cassidy will introduce a Maximum Venom? I don't know, but I hope so. Venom is probably going to get better CGI because of the delay. I think so. I think not only just because of the delay, but because Andy Serkis is doing it. Absolutely. I think it's going to look fantastic. Especially since in the first Venom movie, they didn't have a lot of people walking around in mocap suits. In this one, they did, because I was on the set and I saw a guy walking around in a mocap suit, tearing apart Eddie Brock's motorcycle. So yeah, I think we're gonna see some good CGI. Movie Trailers Entertainment is now pointing out fakes, which is good. Oh, thank goodness. The reason Venom was in Spider-Man 3 is because Avi Arad. I mean, I know that, obviously, and that's a pretty infamous story. Sam, I saw an interview later where Sam said it's not that he doesn't like Venom, he just wanted to make movies about the 60s villains. So he was trying to stick to characters like Sandman and Mysterio. Like he wanted to do those guys. And that's why I think he might have eventually done the six-armed Spider-Man, which would have been great. I really don't blame you. It's crazy for all these so-called leaked images and footage that is clearly fake, and people just go crazy and eat it up. That's the thing, is I don't want to be one of those people. I'm not here to I'm here to try to do my best, because I don't want to just do YouTube forever. My hope is that I deliver news in a way and provide a fun environment for people, because I'd like to go do this professionally for somebody like IGN or like something like that. Like that's kind of my end goal, is like I want to try to use this as a place to, like I said, build an audience, build you guys up, make other Venom friends, report things accurately, try to be known for that, so that I can move on to other things. And of course I'll still try to make content for you guys, but I would like to make content for someone else and work for someone else. And that's kind of always been my goal. After this show, once we hit episode like 100, that started to become my goal. And that was 400 episodes ago. So I'm really trying at that. And behind the scenes, I try to contact people and try to make connections and stuff. So that's why I push so hard to try to do things a better way than other people, because this isn't my end goal. I would like to go somewhere where I can get insurance because of my health. I want to move in a career way. And I want it to be a forward movement, and not just like a still, sitting still all the time. So that's my goal. But Avi has a big ego for sure. Hey, what's up, Bruce? How's it going? What's somebody to think will be in the third Venom movie? I mean, I hope by then it's just Carnage again, because I don't want multiple symbiotes. Like I don't want every movie to be Venom versus symbiote. That's pretty standard for comic book movies, is like, let's put Spider-Man versus someone else who got injected with formula. So we got the Green Goblin or whatever. I think Spider-Man's probably been the only one who fought other people that aren't exactly like him. And that's what I like about the Spider-Man movies. And then even the Batman movies to an extent too. Like I feel like they do pretty good on those. It's not like Batman fighting Arkham Knight in a movie, or like evil Batman in a movie. But Iron Man fights Ironmonger. And then in the second one, he fights Whiplash. And the third one, he fights, someone who's trying to perfect superhuman beings or whatever. And so it's like, it gets repetitive, and I don't like that. Captain America fights another super soldier, Red Skull, and then the second movie he fights Winter Soldier, and in the third movie he has to save Winter Soldier or whatever. It's like it's the same song over and over, and so I kind of hope in the third Venom movie if they don't do something big like Maximum Carnage, which I think they will, or use Venom in Sinister Six and go that route with them. I want to see Venom fight Mr. Negative. He's not a symbiote and he's got cool powers. And then for half the movie, he could turn Venom into anti-Venom, and then we can get a live action anti-Venom sequence where he's white and like sucking the powers out of Carnage or whatever he's doing, or other symbiotes that they show up. But yeah, I don't want to see more symbiotes really, unless it's Carnage again. Like if they're building up Maximum Carnage, that's fine. But or they're building the invasion story, I guess I'll settle for that. But I want Mr. Negative. I think he should be a Venom villain. So I'm a big fan of that character, but I want him to fight Venom from now on, not Spider-Man. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that one. I don't know about another symbiote. Like, I mean, I feel like the third movie is going to be an invasion though, probably. So, and then you could probably get Spider-Man in there for that. I kind of want to see Scorn. Scorn would be cool. Mr. Negative is perfect for Venom. I think so too. Are you expecting more She-Venom and Venom 2? I am. Absolutely. I'm expecting that because of Michelle Williams. She gave an acceptance speech she won like 2 really prestigious awards this year. And then she gave a speech after one of them, and they asked her about, She-Venom. And she goes, yeah, she said her hope is that there's more She-Venom in the second one. So I'm hoping that means there is, like, or I'm hoping that means she pushed for it as an actress. That's the thing is we talk about, that's why I like talking about the making of movies. And it's because movies aren't just like, okay, Kelly Marcel, she wrote the script. So, okay, boom, she wrote the script. And then they get a director. Andy Serkis comes in, reads it, has a couple notes. Tom probably has read it, had some notes. Woody probably reads it and has some notes. Naomi Harris reads it, has some notes. Stephen Graham reads it, has some notes. I think most people forget that it's a collaborative effort. So the writer may go in and go, this is the story we're going to tell. But then once they hand it over to the actors and the studio and everyone, it's not really their movie anymore. Although Kelly was on set and can kind of help steer the ship sometimes and work with people on like motivation and things like that, and scene to scene stuff. That's movies are that though. So sometimes an actor will come in and say, you know what, I kind of want to do this. And so if they didn't write She-Venom stuff in, Michelle Williams could have been like, I would like to do more She-Venom stuff and be a bigger part of the movie. Then they go, okay, let's see if we can do that. And then they rewrite parts of the script and then they do that. So I think we will. And I think if Shriek is in it, you're going to see She-Venom fight Shriek. I'm glad Dan is going to be in the second one. Me too. I like Dan. I do. Reed Scott's, or was it Reed Scott, right? Yeah, he's great. I liked him as Dan. I can't wait to see him in the next movie. So yeah, and we know he's in the next movie because he posted a picture on Instagram in December of him filming in London. So we're definitely going to get some Dan stuff in it. I hope he doesn't die. Someone was mentioning that. They're like, we need a death count in this movie. And I'm like, that's true. It doesn't need to be brutal and rated R and heads being ripped off, but we do need characters we care about to possibly die. So unless they kill Anne too, like, I don't know. We'll see. That would be heartbreaking. That does happen in the comics though. I mean, Anne in the comic commits suicide, but she could be on the chopping block too. Same with Dan. I think Null should be a villain. I know everybody loves Null. I hate Null. I'd be more willing to see She-Venom. Yeah, I'd like to see Sin Eater too. Remember when way back, if you watched season 1 of this show, my theory was that Riz Ahmed was playing Sin Eater, or that Woody Harrelson might be playing Sin Eater. Those were my theories. I actually thought Woody Harrelson was going to be in the first movie as like a character. So yeah, but Sin Eater would be cool. Treese shouldn't have died. Yeah, they kind of made him a throwaway character. It's a bummer too because they got a good actor to play him. But yeah, he was just kind of tossed to the side, unfortunately. So anyway, that's all I can do for today. We went over I was trying to go for 30 minutes. Thank you guys for the 14 likes, by the way. Appreciate it, the 20 people here. But I was trying to stick around 30 minutes. We're about 50 minutes now. And I definitely need to go and work on some other stuff. So I will do another live episode. Hey, Siike, how do you think they'll handle Carnage? We already talked about a lot of hot spots. So when this episode ends, when the live stream ends, you can go back and you rewatch it and you'll see. I answer that question and the 2 questions that were before that. So thank you guys. Yeah, I'm sorry I have to cut it short now. You should probably need to be in New Rockstars. New Rockstars. What's that? That sounds cool. Is that like a podcast or like a network or something? I don't know if I'm new though. I'm like going to be pushing 40. So this is my 10-year anniversary, by the way. 10 years ago, I had a brain aneurysm rupture. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to I don't normally celebrate the anniversary, but my birthday's coming up too. So I was like, well, I have to stay indoors. What can I do cool for my birthday? So I don't know. I'm trying to think of it. Maybe we'll do a birthday live stream. Maybe that's what I'll do. Um, cool, feel cannibalistic. uh, and channel which talks about Marvel movies. Oh, okay, cool. No, I'll have to check them out. See you later, guys. Thank you so much. I'll look them up on YouTube. I'll check them out. Thank you. The new rock stars. I'll look them up. Thanks for recommending them to me. And thank you all for being here. I appreciate it very much. And like I said, I'll try not to wait a month again to do another live stream. Now that I'm settled in at the new apartment, we'll try to do these a little bit more often. So I might not do one next week, but we might do one either the following week or the day after the second episode of Maximum Venom. So Maximum Venom episode 2, May 17th. Make sure you watch it on Disney XD, or if you download the Disney Now app, it's free. You can download it there, and you can watch it in the morning when you wake up on May 17th. Right when you wake up, you can turn on the app and it'll be there and you can watch it. At least that's what it was for the first episode. So you don't even have to wait till nighttime to watch it. So you can do that. Check that out. That'll be on May 17th, and then maybe May 18th we'll do our next live episode. We'll talk about any other Venom news that comes out between now and then we'll also discuss the Venom 2 Maximum Venom episode 2. So thank you guys so much. See you all in the future. See ya. You have a good day too, Michael, Bruce, Prime Motion, Swordsman, everyone else that was in here. I thank you so much. Unicycle, everybody. Thank you. See you next time. Peace.